The clock strikes 12, I step into the haze. Whispers call me from 1,000 graves. Shadows dance in corners out of sight. I chase the unknown deep into the night. I hunt the fear you dare not face. In the darkness I embrace the trace. The dead, they speak their secrets shown. Welcome to the bizarre and the unknown. A flicker, a chill, a shadowed hand. The unseen lingers where I stand. Through creaking doors and empty halls, I hear the echoes of forgotten calls. I hunt the fear you dare not face. In the darkness I embrace the trace. The dead, they speak their secrets shown. Welcome to the bizarre and the unknown. And the eyes that watch from a place unreal, a touch so cold it makes you feel they're near but hidden, veiled in shade. I walk with ghosts, I'm unafraid. I hunt the fear you dare not face. In the darkness I embrace the trace. The dead, they speak their secrets shown. Welcome to the bizarre and the unknown.
You best start believing in ghost stories, Miss Turner. You're in one.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Campfire Chats with Eric and Guest. I'm your host, Edie Testerman. It is so good to see everybody in here, and I apologize. I never saw Monisha's chat box in my deal, so she came in and I didn't see it. So if anybody else I have not said hi to, let me know, because apparently I'm not getting all of them. Do you have a top chat and all chat? Hit all chat. Well, I'm in the deal. So anytime somebody says something, it's supposed to pop up in my box, and it's not. So if I've missed anybody, I apologize. Apparently, it's not popping everybody up in here. I can see you, Jonaside. Well, I can see your chat box. So for anybody who's new to this show, the Saturday show, Campfire Chats with Eric and Guest, this was created by you, the subscriber, of all the people who's joined the Bizarre and the Unknown Nation. This is a safe platform for you to come in and share your encounters, share stories. If you want to come on live, I will bring you on live. If you just want to talk about it, chat, you can talk about it, chat, whatever, however you feel that you are. I'm not on StreamYard. I'm on Talk Studio. Um, but either way, however you want to get your encounter out, the story you've heard about, anything like that, we'll do it, and I'll try to help you get through it. Try to figure out if you need help trying to figure out what was going on. I'll do my best to do that for you. I'm no expert. I can only go off of stuff that I've heard, I've researched, or I've experienced during my life or my investigations. But I'll try to help you through it as best I can. With that being said, is there anybody that's had an encounter they would like to share? And if you want to come on live, let me know, and I'll put the deal in the chat box so that you can click on it and join the live. This is that's what Saturdays are. It's like all of us sitting around a campfire sharing our stories about our encounters. Yeah, see, that's the thing. William's been having trouble with his too, Gary. But yeah, I'm on Talk Studio, so there must be a lot of stuff going on. So I don't know. It's interesting. So haven't seen anybody pop up yet, but I'll give it some time. There still has not been a whole lot going on around here. I haven't had the ability to go out and do any investigations. I'm trying to get worked on a couple other ones. I'm doing some history on one of them that I'm currently on. I've got to get around. This time of year, it's way too hot to be out there. Most of my investigations are out in the woods with the ticks as bad as they are, and the heat. And for some reason, the heat's been affecting me bad this year. I hate to admit it. I'm getting a little long in the tooth. I can't handle the heat like I used to. I've been getting pretty bad chest pains here lately. And part of it is I'm low on potassium. I do a lot of sweating. I do a lot of sweating every day that I'm out in the field working. And that's probably the reason why I'm low on potassium, to be honest with you. I need to eat more bananas, I guess. But I've been also trying to get myself off of a lot of meds. I've been taking a lot of vitamins, a lot of different stuff. And I do notice since I've started taking the aged garlic, that the ticks and everything are not affecting me like they used to. And I eat a lot of garlic, period. And I've not had too many problems with ticks. But I've pulled more ticks off me this year than I have the last 7 years combined. I did that within the first month of tick season. But since I started taking this aged garlic, I haven't had an issue one, chiggers or nothing. And I'm hearing stories from everybody. Hey, Tanya, I eat a banana every morning. Yeah, I probably need to start to, Jonas. It's been a while since I've done that. Although I did get me a nice little watermelon when I was at the store last night when I got off of work. I'm getting ready to carve that one up. But yeah, that aged garlic has been, that's something I recommend. If I'm not on investigations and I'm out in the field, Skin So Soft is what I use a lot to keep that stuff off of me. But I'm trying to get away from chemicals and all that. So that aged garlic, man, I take 2 of those every morning, along with all the other vitamins and magnesium and zinc and all that other stuff I take. And I tell you, my health is doing better. I've got more energy. I'm more coherent. I'm more a lot of things. So it's been a process. Hey, Freaky. But still waiting to see if anybody's got any encounters. They don't have any encounters. So I'm still trying to come up with a show idea for tomorrow. It's a little late to ask somebody to join me. But I've been busy with a bunch of other stuff, but I need to come up with a good show title tomorrow. Something that I've got some research on. I ain't got to do a whole lot of research on. This is going to be a short week for me. I've got to go into work. I don't have anybody. Yeah, me too, Freaky. That's why I get scared to look in that thing from time to time. It's kind of scary when I'm doing these lives because I have to. I do not like avocados. Oh, my God. That tastes like the devil's diarrhea vomit mix. No. I can't do that. I can't stand avocados. That's one thing I miss about being stationed in Hawaii, though, is man, if I get the munchies, they got these little bananas. I can't remember what they're called, but they have little bananas all over the place and coconuts and kiwis. Man, I'd get the munchies walking. I'd pick something and eat it. Hey, Aaron. My bacon tomato sandwich first, green grape. Oh, man, I made some homemade ramen today. Oh God, it's freaky. That's the same way I am. I can't do avocados. Ugh. The texture, just the look, everything is like that. No, I'm good. I can't do it. And I can't do guacamole either. But yeah, so what's a real tomato first, Auntie? A seed. Hey, Roger. It's a fruit. A tomato's a fruit. But people say that, man. I don't know if I can do it, Tanya. I just just don't tell me it's in there. I guess that's be the best way to do it. Just don't tell me it's in there. But no, it's there's not been a whole lot going on here. Sadly, not from a very chin and light taste nothing. Getting ready to make me a tomato cottage cheese. Cottage cheese sounds good. Tomatoes, nope, I'm good. I like fried green tomatoes though. That's about it. Not much of a tomato person. A lot of that stems through. I was in the trucking industry for years as a mechanic, and I've seen how they ripen tomatoes and strawberries, and it's so hard for me to do that stuff. Oh, not from a grocery store, very chain and white inside and tastes like nothing. Got to go to the farmer's market and grow real tomatoes. Yeah, even growing my own, man. I've never been a big tomato person. Oh no. Squirrels are good, man. Squirrels are bad about that stuff. So is rabbits and turtles. So the bad thing is I just don't have time to maintain a garden here because I live alone. There's nobody here. It's just me, the dogs, and I'm down to 2 cats now. Bobcat fever's been playing hell on my cats around here. I'm down to 2 cats. At least I got to eat one of the strawberries. So yeah. Yeah, it's played hell. I'm down to Blackie and Socks now. There's only 2 cats I've got. That Bobcat fever's been playing hell around here. Yeah, deer like a lot of stuff. Deer, that's another thing. Deer love gardens, but I'd like to be able to get my garden back up and going, grow my peppers and my green beans and all that stuff. But I just don't have time. I mean, I'm working 10+ hour days, and it's hard to do that when you're by yourself. Hey, Kevin. So good for potassium. I'm starting to understand why you're low. Come on, man. I'll eat a nanner. I like nanners. He's not low, he's short. I'm average height, daggone it. I'm 5'9". I'm average height. I'm just fluffy. Like, not as fluffy. I've lost. Oh, my dude. Just because okay, buddy. Yes, hello. Just because I sat back in my chair, it doesn't mean I want you to pop up here. You're big and you're very, very ornery. I love you too, Bubba. I do. I know. You want your lovin's, but you're too big to be in my lap. I know. Bubba's. Okay, now come on, you got to quit doing that. I thought you was a goner. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's set back in my chair, and old Boar here decides that it means that he's got to get up here and give me the lovin's. But These dogs are too spoiled. But yeah, no, it's been a lot of stuff going on. So, dude, come on. I can't keep constantly moving my head all over the place. If you're gonna be like this, you got to sit still, bub. For being there last night. Yeah, come on, dude. Oh, hey, Gary, before I forget, I don't have a deal made up for your show. Make sure you put a link in your show in the chat. I keep forgetting to tell you to do that because I keep forgetting to make one. But make sure you put a link to your show in the chat so people know where to find you at. So much time thing. There's no such thing as too spoiled dog. These dogs are. These dogs are really spoiled. But you're going to have to get down here in a second, Bubby. You're too big and you're being a pain in the butt. Okay, yes, I know. I love you too. I love you too. But come on, I got to talk. And I can't do that with your mouth up against my mouth. You're being an ornery butt here lately. You haven't got a chance to see last night's show. I got to get caught up on that. Okay, time to get down, Bubba's. Time to get down. I can't, not a mod. Yeah, you can. You can just type out your show in the chat. You can do that, Gary. No, Boar is bad about doing that. But yeah, today before the show start, there you go, guys. Get on as YouTube if I remember correctly, and look that up. But I had a hankering for homemade ramen, and sadly I used too much water. I like ramen, but I make my own, and that's what I had just before the show started. Gary, give Kevin Bo your link, and I keep getting booted. Mine, that's still off. Oh, no kidding. Thanks, Roxanne. There you go. There's the link, folks. Make sure you go over there and give his show a follow. You know, I need to recheck because I can't remember if I am still a member on there or not. Speaking of which, let me go check that out. I keep forgetting. I've not seen your deals. I'm going to do that real quick because they you're welcome, bub. Thank you, Manisha. Thank you, Freaky. By God, Lee George, it did it to me again. Okay, I'm resubscribed, Bubba. I'm resubscribed. It kicked me again. That's like the third time it's done that. That's why I've been missing your links. 189 subs. You should not go hungry too soon. Hell yeah. I mean, you keep growing. You keep going, Gary. I had to do it again. It's either thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Genocide. Yeah, it either kicks me as subscribed or it always puts me on personal instead of all. So if you guys got people you like to follow, make sure you go in there and you are still subscribed for one, or you're set on all and not personal. We had a couple prize drawings last night, and Kevin won the walking stick. We will have more at 5. Sweet. Congratulations, Kevin. Oops. That's awesome. Yeah. So I've got to remember. I don't know if I'm scared to try this if I'm live. I need to be able to make a code for it. Yeah. You're freaky. You're right. You're right. I've noticed that quite a bit, and I'll get to the point where I get so busy that I forget to check, and it ain't till it pops in my head. It's like, man, I haven't seen nothing for a while, and I got to go check. I don't know why YouTube's doing that, but it has a bad problem to that. But either way, I'm subscribed again. I think that's done it to you twice now. I'm a happy Bigfooter. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm debating on making another walking stick myself. The last one I made was for my mom for her birthday before she passed away. And I had a perfectly dried out cedar limb. I mean, that was perfect. And so I drew all the designs out by hand on this walking stick. Went in there with my Dremel tool. I spent like 3 days dremeling this stuff out. And then I went in through with my burner, and I spent about a day and a half in my burner burning everything in. And I covered it in nice lacquer and put a little rubber deal on the bottom of it that you use for like walkers, canes and stuff like that, so it wouldn't slide. And I think it might be in my living room. I've got it. Yeah, I like doing that stuff. I keep an eye out for stuff like that. And I like doing it. My hands are not as good as they used to be, so it's harder to do it. But yeah, I make it too. Give me a second. I'll go get it. I think it's right behind my living room door. Give me a second. Yep, it was behind my living room door. But this was the last thing that I handmade for my mom. And she liked to sing. She liked nature. And, so for her birthday, I sanded it all down. I debarked it, sanded it all down, drew out everything, dremeled it, and made it for her. And it had that perfect little grip here with the handle. It's hard to see here, but there's actually a flower dremeled in up there. And then I just took a burner and burned it all in and then covered it. I have a friend who is making one for him, or is making one for himself that is also has a knife that will be hit. Oh, cool. But yeah, I love doing that stuff too, Gary. I mean, it's fun. Or playing with two coats of sealer and 5 coats of lacquer, but I can't carve on them. So with them, my handshake. Yeah, that's the problem I have. I mean, I've made her shelves. I've made her hanging shelves. I've made her a lot of stuff by hand, and I'm always routering it out or dremeling it, burning it, and all that stuff. And it's getting to the point where my hands just don't work as good as they used to. Now, I haven't done it since I've went through and done that acupuncture, lost some weight, and some other stuff. But I love woodworking. I love leather working, metal working. I love doing all that types of stuff. I've got a brother of mine that's going to be building me a big enough forge I can even make swords in. And I'm going to get back to doing that type of stuff. I haven't done any type of forgery work since I was with my grandpa. We used to make a lot of stuff on the farm, fix a lot of stuff on the farm. Of course, he never had a forge. He just had an anvil and a torch, and that's how we forged it out or made stuff. But he didn't go to the store. He found scraps, and he either made it from a scrap or fixed something and made it work. And I miss doing that type of stuff. But that's the type of stuff I like to do. So make one for me. I don't like Shark Thing. I am actually, I've only made one. I've only forged one knife, and that was this one here, and that is the only one I've ever forged. And it's got a little ding right there where I hit the tong. That's, to me, I call it the beauty mark. That's the only knife I've ever forged. But I am going to do it. And I'm thinking about when I do giveaways, make stuff like that for giveaways. If I can come across another good, perfect size limb for making walking sticks that's dried out, or that I can eventually dry out, I'll end up making walking sticks and two as giveaways, or selling. Eventually I would like to forge the knives and stuff I talk about in my books, and make two different types. One is a usable type that's actually sharp, or one as a display, and have them for sale. So people who read my books can have a replica or an actively usable knife from one of my books. Right now I use a lot of scallywag tactical knives and stuff like that in my books because I don't have a way of forging my own. But I am getting to the point where I'm going to start coming up with my own designs and start using them in my books. So if I ever get that forge up and going, I have to get me a new anvil, which they're expensive. Eventually I'll be coming up with my own style knives and stuff like that, and it'll be in my books. And then eventually you'll have the opportunity to purchase, like I said, either a display or an active one. So, and nobody else can say it's theirs because it's all from my head. Yeah, Tanya, I thought so too. I love Scallywag Tactical. I love their knives. I use a lot of their knives. I've got a lot of their knives. I think it'd be fun to have my own style. You have a teeny tiny one. Like the knives of Rambo. Yeah, the survival knives. Now, this would be stuff like kukri and CX combination or something. Look who's back. Look who's back. Look who's back. Look who's back. Freaky's back. But oh. Beans, Freaky's back. I'm going to have to go. Oh. Oh. I couldn't resist on that one, Freaky. But I think it'd be fun, just take different types of knives and just meld them together to create one unique knife, and have them in my books. So, I don't know the first thing about making throwing knives, I've played with them here and there throughout my life, but I've never been real big at it. Now, tomahawk throws, I've done that, and I've done that for competition for a while. Has an anvil made. You take an and a veal and you combine them together and you get anvil. So, yeah, you can't. You can, especially if the balance is right. The key is having the balance right. That's the important thing is make sure they're right. Because we get. I'm an old Marine. I love knives. Knives are a Marine's best friend. They're silent. They're tactical. You don't have to reload them. A good knife, a good Marine has a good knife. Teeny tiny anvil is for my jewelry making. Oh, is it that tiny? So I mean, I love knives. I always have. I'm an old farmer. I'm an old hunter. I'm a mechanic. Knives have been a big part of my life since I was knee high to a grasshopper's ass. I love knives. Just had some peanut butter and peaches. Never heard of that. We used to throw double bit axes. Yeah, I've thrown axes. I've thrown tomahawks. I love that stuff, and it's a lot of fun. I used to do competition, frontier theater style black powder shoots. I love black powder hunting. Hey, Poncho. Um, I love that stuff. I used to do that a lot when I was younger. Go to the old frontier competitions and throw tomahawks and shoot black powder rifle and archery. Shot recurve for years until I got my first compound, and I've been absolutely in love with my compound. I still use my very first compound I ever bought, which was a 2010 Bowtech Soldier. Love it, just absolutely love it. I've harvested plenty of deer with that bow. It's accurate, it's fast, it lays the Swahili down. I love bow hunting. I love black powder hunting. I love all that kinds of stuff. Reflex buckskin. Yeah. I love that type of stuff. I've always been a big fan of that, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun. And if I'm not hurting for food, I prefer black powder hunting, just because it's a challenge. You got to be accurate. You got to be extremely accurate. But when I'm needing to put meat in the freezer in a bad way, and then I've got my Remington 7 mag. Need to use a crossbow? Man, I just can't bring myself to do that yet. I'd be scared of angry bows. I mean, I love it. I love bow hunting. It's so much fun. Sadly, it's been way too hot during bow season, so I haven't been bow hunting in a couple years. I don't like to hunt unless it's 45 degrees or lower, because I let my meat hang in a tree for about 3 or 4 days before I harvest or before I work it up. So I'm very picky. Plus, that temperature, you ain't got fleas, you ain't got ticks, and you got all that stuff. I've got a 95 high point country, miss being able to pull it back. Yeah. Hey, Carl. But when I'm out there, I'm not out there just to hunt. I'll be honest with you. I love being in nature. I love seeing the things that everybody knows about while I'm out there and interacting with it. And I love seeing the things that people don't want to talk about or very few know about. I love all that stuff out there. I think it's better to hunt in the fall if you hang them that long. It is. Yeah, it's usually better. That's just my preferred temperature is 45 degrees or less. Like next month, deer season starts up. Bow season starts up here in Missouri next month. And I just don't have the money to take mine to it costs so daggone much to take them to a butcher shop. Thought I'd seen something, but I'm not seeing it in the deal. But that's just me. I live off the land. I gather berries. I gather, um, you know, mushrooms, and I hunt. I mean, I love living off my land. Um, it just, but I also share with everything that lives on this land because it's not just me that lives on this land. I've said it before. I think that what maybe why I have so much encounters out here and such a working relationship with what's out here is because I don't pick the place clean. I pick what I need and I leave some for everybody else too. They're these cryptids, they eat that stuff. The animals of nature, they eat that stuff too. So I don't go through and pick the place clean. I love that stuff. I mean, I love being on my mower and get the munchies and pull over and pick a bunch of, hey, Camel Dad, long time no see. How you been? I love picking berries and eat them. I do eat pork chops too, but I eat berries too. I eat berries too, but I like me a good pork chop. I had, when I made my ramen, I forgot my veggies, so all I had was my mushrooms and my steak. So I just browned my steak and threw my mushrooms and steak in with it. Once the noodles were mostly cooked. But I love being on my mower. I'll stop and pick. I've got all kinds of berries here. I've got persimmons, gooseberries, raspberries, blackberries, elderberries. I mean, I've got all kinds of stuff here on my property. No worries. I can't say that, man. I like my berries and salads. Good. I'm glad you're doing okay, man. I know you've had a lot going on. But I'm a carnivore, man. I'm a glorified Tyrannosaurus Rex. I like my meat. 98% of my diet's meat based. Gooseberries are awesome, Roxanne. Gooseberry pie, gooseberry wine, just gooseberries right off the bush. I love gooseberries. Man, weed heating in these temperatures will do that to you, Carl. Mine too, freaky. Mine too. Uh, I got sick of gooseberries. Oh, I can't. Now, we used to have our own wild grapes that grew out here too, and I'd eat them wild grapes. 100. I'll wait till it pops up over here. When I hunted, I field dressed it right there and left it for Big Man and his family. Yep, I do too. I'll field dress it and leave it. I don't field dress next to my stand, but I field dress it out in the field. And then whenever I'm done processing it, I've got a certain spot on my property that I take the remains to. And you're lucky if it lasts more than 2 days out in that little spot. It don't last long in them woods. It disappears pretty quick. But yeah, there's a certain place that for years and years and years, that's where I took the remains to. But yeah, I'll now, yeah, the only time I field dress right next to my stand is if I make a bad shot and I need to get that out quick, which is very rare, but it does happen. Then yeah, I'll field dress it right there next to my stand. Otherwise, I don't. I'll take it away from my stand for a little bit and I'll field dress it there. Yeah, boneyard. I can't say I have a boneyard because bones don't last long. I got a little spot in my woods. It's a little clearing out in my woods. I take it there, and I can come 9 times out of 10. I can come back the next day, and everything's gone. It doesn't stay long at all. I've had it last 2 days. The only time I've had it last more than 2 days is when there was like zero activity going on in this area. And it's kind of weird and lasted for about a week. So I can't say that's cryptid related. I feel like it's cryptid related. But I have no actual proof that that's cryptid related. But between prints and the fact that it normally don't last a day out there, it almost would have to be cryptids to make a deer carcass disappear that quick. Man, I've had lamb chop that was good, and I've had more lamb chop that was horrible. I tell you what, I do miss is good gator tail. But yeah, I just don't have enough proof to say it's cryptid related. But I mean, who knows? I mean, I'm curious with you guys, you hunters out there. I mean, Gary, Camel Dad, you guys were talking about you have your spot. How long does your remains last in your spot you put yours? And anybody else out there that's a hunter and does that same process, how long does the remains last? I'm kind of curious to see if there's kind of a trend there. And I've actually had them bring carcasses and lay it out behind, underneath my window of my house. Like I was, a few winters back, had my daughter sitting, my youngest daughter sitting in here, and with the window open next to the wood stove, and I was bringing in wood from the woodshed to give to her to stack up next, under the window there next to the wall. And then I come inside, and she goes out 5 minutes later, and there's a deer carcass with a vertebrae sitting on top of it. An old rotted deer carcass. I've had that happen. I'm like, that's not animal related. For one, my dogs are in the house, and two, that was within 5 minutes, and it's going to take an animal longer than that. Not even overnight. Okay. So you're running into the same stuff I am, Gary. I mean, have you noticed any like Bigfoot activity around that spot? Be gone by next morning. Yep. That is something very common I see too. But I also know areas that it don't. I mean, I know areas that stay for, 4 days to a week and a half. But yeah, I'm just kind of curious if you've seen any like Bigfoot activity around that spot. Camodez says in New York, weeks to a month. In Kentucky, max days. Okay. The one I got a couple years ago went back the next day for the nutsack, and it was all gone. I wanted a medicine bag. There you go. Yeah. My clan comes and gets it, same as the fishermen's. So okay, so you're kind of under the same deal I am. So I mean, I've noticed like the only time it lasts more than a day is if there's like no activity going on in the area, and which is another reason why I'm leaning more towards I think it's something cryptid related that's getting remains instead of the natural animals. Now, usually if they're not in the area and it lasts long, the bones are still there, but they're scattered out. um, which that to me that's more coyote, wolf, something like that. Um, that tells me that that's what's putting into it. I get tracks, several structures, and bangs on the house. So yeah, that one year that I was hurt and I couldn't go hunting, and then when I got healed up, I became sick and couldn't go hunting. That was the year I found that carcass under my window, um, which told me they weren't happy that I wasn't out there hunting or they thought I was hungry. But that carcass wasn't in shape for me to eat, so I wasn't going to eat it. I don't have the picture with me offhand. Of the carcass. I'll try to find it real quick. My external hard drive's not staying active. I had a Bigfoot X on my property in Kentucky. Yeah. My external hard drive is not staying on when I have it plugged in. So it's hard for me to get what I need. Okay, it's not that one. Okay, it's not that one. Okay. Yeah, but I'm trying to find it. Is it in that one? Nope, that's videos of investigations. Okay, that's game cam captures. I wonder if I can find it this way. Can't remember how I labeled it. Found it. Open with photos. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm setting this up. Take it easy, Gary. This is what was under my window. 5 minutes. You can see my footprints from where I was walking from the woodshed back, right here where I was standing, hand in the wood. 5 minutes later, my daughter goes outside, and this is what's outside my window. But yeah, I mean, right there's that vertebrae. Originally it was up here, but my daughter accidentally knocked it down a little and it fell right there. But that is that carcass that was left outside my window that year that I didn't get a chance to go hunting. And it was hard to make out if there was any type of Bigfoot activity there because, for one, the snow was light. Two, I'd done a lot of walking in that area. I mean, you can see how much of that activity that I was doing. But that's just weird how that just came out of nowhere and appeared on the ground underneath the window. So when you guys hear me talk about it, that's what I'm talking about, is that there. But I find stuff like that often. I mean, in my outro, you'll see broken remains of deer bone I found in my creek bed. I've also found them next to my truck. And they weren't, like the one next to my truck wasn't out there 10 minutes before when I was out there before. And I go back out in my truck, my animals are inside with me, and then all of a sudden they're a lot more decayed than what the bones in my outro is, but it's the same thing, broken, torn, pretty much picked clean. It was just older than the ones I found in the creek bed. And that ones in my creek bed that's in my outro is by my rifle stand, probably 20 yards from my rifle stand, 20 yards south of my rifle stand in that creek bed. Yeah, Camel Dad, that was exactly my thoughts when I saw that. Was wow. My daughter calls me up, was like, Dad, come here, you gotta look out this window, come here. And I'm like, what? And I went, holy cow. She sent me a picture of it. I had her send me a picture. And I was in a lot of pain because I'd brought in a bunch of, several loads of wood. And yes, it was, Roxanne. Yes, the ones even by my truck were twisted and broken. Yep. I have to reload. I have to pull out my external hard drive and plug it back in order to try to find those pictures too. But yeah, they were the same as the ones that was in my creek bed. Let's see if I can do a fast search on it. No. No. Okay, it's not that one either. I don't know if I could find it real quick or not. Okay, yep, I've got them. Let me load a bunch of these over here before this shuts down. And the last one. Okay. Nope, you are not far from me. Nope, I didn't. I have to go back there and look. Yeah. So let me get this set up here. The first ones would be the ones next to my truck. And these were the ones after I'd found the ones in the creek bed next to my tree stand. So you can see these are pretty old. They're busted up. They're twisted. This my dogs were in the house with me. I'd been out there earlier getting something out of my truck. You should trade hats, confuse. And then I was in the house about 10, 15 minutes, came back out, and this is where I found this. And this is one photo. Right there, you can see this is the front tire, driver's side tire of my truck. Here's my driver's side door. This is where it was at. Yeah, just another view of it. And this was said, like I said, after I found the ones in my creek bed. This is the one from my creek bed. And you see how it snapped, pulled back. That one picture, you see where it was twisted to be snapped at the joint. Very similar to the one to the truck bed. Another photo of it. And, I don't know why you will not stay on. Anyways, it's not going to. But yeah, I mean, that gives you a rough idea. I mean, that's the type of stuff I find. I believe she was, Carl. I believe she was. Let me see. Let me roll up here, see what the girls were talking about. Yeah, my eyes saw wrong. There you go. Did I say it wrong? I guess I did. Yeah, I'm back. You better behave. I'm watching now. Carl's not tired. Yeah. Oh. And close out of that. But yeah, I mean, this is finding stuff like that. But finding stuff like that's why I love going out on investigations. I love finding any evidence of any of this stuff. So it's why I do what I do. But it's always cool when you find something. I mean, I find structures, I find footprints, I find all types of stuff. I love it when you see bones, like that, or carcasses, or, I mean, twice I've had, small bulldog skulls left on my porch. I've had a Little Caesars box left on my porch from when I was outside and came back in and come back out 5 minutes later, and this stuff is sitting right there at the door. What do you get when you cross a Miss Bigfoot with Eric? Oh, no, there ain't no Mrs. Bigfoot. I ain't married. I'm single. I have no idea. Fluffy? I don't know. So, oh, waiting for the answer right then. Yeah. Thing is yes, we've had bulldogs here, but we've never had bulldog pups, and there was nobody close by that that has bulldogs in my area, and all of a sudden I get these very weird looking bulldog skulls on my porch. Big Eric, hell yeah. An empty pizza box.
Damn!
What are you trying to say, Tanya? And watch Mac. Whatchamacallit? Oh, yeah. Henry, whatchamacallit? Doggone you, who? Smokey. Oh. No, man, it's always fun. I mean, even on my paranormal, I've been on many types of investigations, paranormal, supernatural, cryptid, and every single time I still get amazed at the stuff I find. I mean, it's just like my first day of finding it. Woke up sassy this morning. You ain't sassy. You're just you. A little devil. Is anyone else surprised with Roxanne Connor? That stemmed from a comment I made this morning. She's trying to be ornery. I was picking on her and Monisha this morning. But I got to watch the Friday movies now. Yeah, I haven't seen them in a while, Roger. Who said that? So I know who to say goodbye to. Come on, pop up here. Oh, take it easy, Camo. Good seeing you in here, buddy. Yeah, it's I don't know. Oh, come on, man. You got all three on DVD, dude. I ain't seen them in forever. I just laugh every time I see it. I uploaded 2 new clips. One of them is what I played on the beginning of the show. You got knocked out. But I'm surprised nobody else has had any encounters, man. This has kind of been a slow week for everybody. I've been kind of watching some UFO stuff, but I've been kind of following the congressional hearings here lately, and how a certain little so-called doctor of stolen credit won't answer a single question. I'm like, yeah, you want to prove that you're innocent, but yet you're pleading the fifth every single time. I mean, come on. So I haven't had a time to. Well, that, and I've been doing research on a lot of McDonald County, Missouri here lately too. Oh, you take it easy, Carl. My little werecat walked a few bipedal steps last night. That thing's going to get up and give you a cup of coffee one day. Or eventually she's going to bring some friends, Roxanne, and that cat's going to look at you while standing on the two legs going, I'm waiting for that to happen to you. You might have that image in your head now. Your little were kitty walking on his two legs going, they're here. Yeah, that's the thing is I don't know how many of you guys caught that poltergeist video I did over a year ago. I'm going to see if I can find the videos on that real quick. But yeah, I'm always talking about how poltergeist haunts are very similar to where's it at? Where is that at? Oh, daggone it, dude! Your claw went right across my toe. Gin haunts. Where are you at? Let me try to find them real quick. Okay, yeah, right there. Let me. These are very similar. Poltergeist style hauntings. Let me do this one. These are the ones I really want right here. Move these over here so they don't get taken down. And I'm going to upload these real quick. So top of the hour. Okay, perfect. Actually, no, because it may mess it up. Give me a second, Roxanne, and we'll do my book stuff. I want to get these videos uploaded so that I can kind of give you an idea of, poltergeist hauntings and gin hauntings and how very similar they are. I'm afraid to upload these and it'll cut the commercial short, so I'm going to upload these before we do that. But there's now I'm not coming through and saying that this stuff is the same. I'm just saying they're similar. And one of my theories is I don't think poltergeists are paranormal. I think they are absolutely supernatural. And these videos will kind of show you why I feel that way. Okay. They're uploaded. away from the light. Oh, yeah. Hey, Robin. So with that, I've got them uploaded. Roxanne, we are going to do my book commercial. Here we go.
Like sinking sand, I turn the page, and the road appears. Past the glass, past the years. Every book is an adventure. Every page is calling me. Every book is an adventure. To the place I've never seen. And every adventure is a path that I have not took. Every book is an adventure. When I open up a book, you read me a kingdom, I read you the sea. You found a lost map in the middle of me. Dragons on paper, a forest in bloom. Two voices rising in the same small room. I turn the page, and I hear you say, go on now, don't look away. Every book is an adventure. Every page is calling me. Every book is an adventure. To the place I've never seen. And every adventure is a path that I have not took. Every book is an adventure. When I open up a book, we were made for more than the door we know, more than the road where the same feet go. If the world feels small, let the story pour. Let it pull us through. Every book is an adventure. Every page is calling me. Every book is an adventure. To the place I've never seen. And every adventure is a path that I have not took. Every book is an adventure. When I open up a book,
if you like historical fiction cryptid horrors, modern day cryptid horrors, and sci-fi, please go check out on Amazon.com/author/ED Testerman. Check out my fan page. Follow there, rate, comment my books. If you follow my author's fan page, anytime I have a new release, it lets you know before anybody else does. Rating and commenting my books helps to get my books out there to reach other people. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm dyslexic. It is very hard to write and read. But I still love to do it. You'll see the progression in my writing from Saga Grimson Book 1 to beginning till the very last one, which was Reign of the Draugr, Dawn of Armageddon. I have 8 books out there. 7 out of the 8 is available on audio as well. I'm only getting better. Thanks, Christopher. I wrote that song. That's my song. The artwork for my book covers, all but Saga Grimson Book 1, the beginning, is artwork that I created for my book covers. I love to write, man. I really do. I've been published in a few things before. This is my first time is actually writing books. And so it's fun. It's hard, but it is fun. You make me want to read some. Hell yeah, man. So if you wouldn't mind, please go over there, give me a follow on my author's fan page, and let me know what you think of my books, man. With that being said, I promised you I'd show you some videos on a poltergeist haunt versus a Jinn haunt. And so here's a couple of those videos, and you're going to see it was a good advertising. Thank you, man. You'll see what I mean by the similarities of these. So this first one is a poltergeist haunt. And here we go. Now you guys see how violent that is, right? I mean, that's pretty daggone violent. Don't tell my parole officer. Didn't. Yeah, that's where you can find my books at. It's on Amazon. But you see how violent that is? Poltergeist is a German word for angry ghost. You see why they're called that way. That is not typical in a standard haunting. That is next level bad juju stuff. Sarcastic. This next one is a Jinn. The Jinn haunt comes from the Middle East. Jinns do take possession of abandoned homes. They do make residents. And you'll see a similarity here. Here's the haunted Jinn house.
الله أكبر الله هذا مكان مسلمين أنتم مش جايبكم هنا أنا متحسن بذكر الله عز وجل ولن يضرني إلا بشيء قد كتبه الله لي بسم الله بسم الله بسم الله بسم الله.
You see the violence that's going on right there? That's what I mean. I don't think what we consider poltergeist as paranormal. I think it's supernatural. In my opinion, that's just my opinion on it. I mean, I've got other videos too. The rest of them are poltergeist wise. I don't know if I uploaded. There's one that lets off a boom, and it the boom is so bad that hey Blackie, no, it don't. But it sets off car alarms. I don't think I uploaded that one. Let me try to find that one so I know which one to upload correctly before I upload it. Because I got a lot of different these videos because it's me doing searching these things. Videos. That's Las Vegas Aliens. Let me play this one. I think, is it this one here? I may not have transferred it over. Oh, no, this is it. All right, cool. Poltergeist 2. Let me upload this one real quick. I'm pretty sure this one was it. I haven't seen Lord of War. I don't think I have. I'll get to your guys' comments here in a second. I'm waiting for this to upload. I'm pretty sure this was it. It looked like it should be that one there. But this level of intensity and violence puts this well outside of the paranormal realm. I mean, this is straight supernatural realm. I have never ran into a paranormal situation that the paranormal was this violent. Have they slept? Have they pushed? Have they pulled hair? Have they scratched? Have they moved things? Have they tossed things? Yes, but not at this level. This is violent level stuff. And this is why I say this is to me, poltergeists are more supernatural than they are paranormal. That's just how I see it. Nobody's got to agree with me. That's just how I see things through my eyes. I'll get you guys' comments here in a second. I'm waiting on this to upload. I'm at 99.75%. Okay, it's uploaded. Let me get your comments before I play that. Okay. He says, "Don't you mean warlord?" The guy says, "Yes, but I prefer that way." He said it, having a BLT right now. Heck yeah. Oh, that's cool. I'm glad you guys got that booth, man. I don't know. I have to check it out. That sounds familiar. I may have seen it. I think I got wood knocked and whooped last night. Hell yeah. Heck yeah. So this is another poltergeist one. And then I want to hear about this whoops and knocks after it's done. And you'll see what I mean.
Tired of this. Get out of my house.
You guys see that? That's what I mean. That is way, 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 way beyond paranormal. Oh, you're welcome, man. Plan on stopping by for a visit. Hell yeah. You go by and see him at his table. Oh yeah. But you hear that growl? Twice it growled. Once as he was making his way into the kitchen, and then once before that boom happened, which knocked him around and set off them car alarms. You can hear the car alarms going off. That is, I can watch this all day. It's so creepy. Did you guys hear them growlings? I could play it again if you need to. That's why I don't think poltergeist, or what we call poltergeist, are paranormal. I really think they're supernatural because of that level. Try to beat, yeah. That's what I'm saying. But I'm kind of curious. Did you guys hear them growls? The video's not your show. Now, I'm not saying any of these videos are 100% evidence, but they do depict a lot of what these type of poltergeist haunts have been into. And I've been into some violent spots, and that's why, dude, it'll shake you to your core. But then I got tree knocks, 3 of them, and then I heard a whoopish sound. Hell yeah. Dude, that's awesome. I mean, hearing that off in the farm field, hearing that stuff, man. Let me get up in here to your comments, get back to the top. I was shooting my pellet gun off in the trees. Oh, off in a farm field. Looks like a spirit tried to. Oh yeah. Then I got tree knocks, 3 of them, and then I heard a whoop sound. I can't believe it. I'm not in a heavy forested part of town. A lot of farms. I'm in a trailer park. Yeah. So, and you may have accidentally hit one and you upset it when you're popping your pellet gun off in there. That could have happened. Now, I'm not saying that is what happened, but that's a good possibility of what could have happened. Was when you was popping them pellets off in through the trees, you probably hit one and upsetted it. So it done that, what people call tree knocks. I don't believe in tree knocks, but people call them tree knocks. And then it whooped at you. It's like, hey. Yeah, hey there. Ranger, sir. I am in this woods. You better stop. That could be what it's done. You're not as smart as the average bear. No. It very well could be doing that to you. Now you gotta be careful, man. That's like William and I talk about all the time. You have to be careful what you do, because these things are out there, and you can inadvertently stick one upon you and not mean to. So, yeah. Thanks for sharing that, Christopher. I get whoops. I call them tongue pops. I believe what DA says. I believe they're tongue pops. I don't believe in tree knocks. I've never seen any physical evidence of tree knocking, and something that big is going to leave physical evidence if it's banging on trees. On top of that, if what we know about the Fae, they know about 100 times more than we know about the Fae. And one thing you absolutely don't do is knock on trees, because you can inadvertently bring a Fae upon you. That's why I don't believe in them. I was just being irresponsible. Yeah, irresponsible. Yeah, and it happens. We all have our dumb moments. We do. We all have our dumb moments. And sometimes something as innocent as that, just you're not thinking fully, can bring something very horrible upon you. And that's not just in the cryptid world. That's supernatural and paranormal too. Just one brief brain fart and thinking, and all of a sudden your life is a living hell. You have to be careful. But like I say, it's probably could have what happened to you. I've been knocked before in another trailer park. Yeah. It happens. I get things that hit the side of my double wide. I get things, you can hear them walking around on my roof. I never have a dumb moment. Okay. I was getting dumb. Yeah. Probably getting a little elevated in your mental status too, weren't you? Yeah, just playing with you, man. Um, but I mean, I'm just as guilty of doing something like that. You know, I mean, I really am, and I paid for it later on. Not everybody does, but it does happen. You know, and unfortunately, it happened to me before. I've always said it. I've never kept it a secret. I was never taught how to do this stuff. I'm self-taught. I learned by making mistakes. Yeah, I mean, you're probably dang lucky for that one because that probably could have elevated a lot more, a whole lot more if you did, Christopher. Yeah, you have to be careful, man. Even out here, I shoot my pew pews out here, but I have my designated spots that I shoot. That's it. I mean, and they know, hey, this is where he puts his thunder sticks. These two locations is where he uses his thunder stick. This is the location he uses his bow and arrow, and I never have an issue. Doesn't mean it won't happen at one time. It's just I've been fortunate where it hasn't yet. Me and my cousin was getting into it. Yeah, yeah, you was lit. I figured you probably were. But you know, even having safety measures up and you know these things knowing if something new comes in the area that doesn't know and you're out there doing it thinking you're okay, can also lead to something like that. Oh yeah, and that probably has part to do with it too, Christopher. Being up in your feelings. So, and we have to consider this stuff when we're living out here. I mean, I am surrounded by woods. I live way out in the boondocks. I mean, way out there, and you know, I've got all sorts of things that go on out here. You guys have seen the evidence. You guys have heard the evidence. You guys seen things happen on lives. I mean, I live with this stuff every single day, and I'm pretty cautious. But even being cautious and even doing the right steps doesn't always work. I shade a lot of bows. I got my own grass target I made. Hell yeah! I don't know who said that. I'm waiting for it to pop up so I can see who said that. Oh, Christopher. Yeah, yeah. I usually use a hay bale. I need to get another round barrel because I got to get a new bow target set up. But I mean, it happens. Even going out to something as innocent hunting can lead to a bad incident. I would so love to get in the boondocks. Man, I love being out in the middle of the boonies. I really do. I ain't no other kind of living than deep in the woods. I'm surrounded by it, and I love it. That's my opinion. I'm not a concrete jungle guy. I like my woods. I like being out in nature. I mean, I see deer every single day. I see all kinds of wildlife every single day, and that's what I love. I'm an old country boy, man. I love being in the woods. I'm an old Missouri Ozark hillbilly. I love being in my woods. I love being in my Ozark Mountains. There's a lot of dangers. There's a lot of weird stuff, but to me, the pros outweigh the cons. I love being out in it. I'm going to jump, leaving for Tennessee in the morning. That's the life, brother. I braided it from grass and harvested from. Hell yeah! I'm trying to see who said that. This side here always pops up before this side over here, so I don't always, when it's over here on my screen, I don't always get to see it over here in my chat box. Kevin, you have a good one, buddy. Be safe on your trip to Tennessee. I'm so done with hood ratchet stuff. Yeah, yeah. I can't do that. I can't. That's not me. But you guys see the similarities I was talking about between poltergeist and gin haunts and how they're very similar. This is why I say that's why I believe in what I believe in. You know, that's why I'm a big believer that they are supernatural. I mean, and everybody's got their own opinions. It's up to you. I'm not telling you which way to believe one way or another. I'm just showing you some evidence and why my brain goes the way it goes. And, you know, it's starting to jack with my feet a little. So I don't know. So what's your guys' thoughts on this stuff with Christopher's deal? Do you think he accidentally upsetted a little hairy guy or a big hairy guy? Kind of curious about your guys' thoughts, either on the videos, and the pictures of the stuff I showed earlier of the carcasses and the deer legs, and or the poltergeist, or and Jen haunts, or Christopher's encounters last night. You're with me on that? Hell yeah, man. So I'm just kind of curious what you guys in chats think too, because this is what this show's about. We all kind of talk about this stuff and come up with what we're feeling on that, what we're seeing. I got to get some money for a new external hard drive for my Xbox because I've already got that thing about filled up. Let's see who said that. Maybe from me getting deeper into the cryptid thing, I got a hitchhiker Bigfoot. It's possible. Also, very likely that it's just in that area, and you just happen to catch it at the right time. That's also possible too. Okay, I want to delete them videos. That's a possibility too, manifesting it. You came in late and had to rewatch. Yeah. Earlier I was showing pictures of a deer carcass left under my window. Pictures of snapped and twisted deer bones I found in the creek bed next to my truck. I've been having dreams lately. Can't say on here what they are, but it ain't cryptid. That ain't good, man. Yeah. Let me know in chat later on, Roxanne. Curiosity, Christopher. I keep forgetting to ask you. Why do you say doe? Doe is a female deer. So what's doe mean? I've never heard of that phrase. So I was kind of curious on that. My dreams been crazy lately. I've been dreaming again. I've spent over a year not having dreams. It's weird, and I'm back to dreaming again. But I want to know the what doe means, because I've never heard that used besides female deer. So I'm kind of curious, man. I need some education, Christopher. No, because when I first saw it, I thought yo, because that's what I'm used to. Hey, facts, yo. But you're saying, I realize you're saying doe, so I was like, wait, I can't. YouTube will put the no. I'm talking about in Facebook Messenger, Roxanne. Dream, then something happened in real life. Oh, yeah, just hit me up in Messenger. It's something they say in Detroit. Oh, okay, that's why I haven't heard of it. Thanks, man, because you literally DOE is doe, which is a female deer, a female rabbit, a couple other things. So that's why I was wondering. It's hood. Yeah, I've heard a lot of hood language, and I've never heard that hood language. That's why I was kind of curious. Is like, is this something new? Ebonics, yeah. I'm familiar with it. I've been around a lot of people that's from the hood in my life, and that was the first time I've ever seen it. That's why I was kind of curious about it, man. Thanks for letting me know that. Hey, War Criminal, how's it going, man? It's been a while. How you? Oh, you up in Flint? Yeah. Flint, Michigan. So so it's a Detroit thing. That's why I probably haven't heard of it. I mean, I've been around a couple Detroit folks, but I've never heard that. I'm just making up my own life. You probably are, dude. Knowing you probably are, man. You probably are. That's good. I'm glad to see you're okay, man. Um, but yeah, no, it's you know, this stuff is a never-ending research, never-ending discussion, never-ending investigation. The way they sound. Oh yeah, um, and it's fun because everything we find, that's just one more piece to the puzzle. Southern talk, living in Florida. Yeah. Um, guys, people say I have an accent. I don't. I mean, I don't ever see it. I used to get a lot of hell in the military because of the way I talked, and I had to learn how to simmer it down some. Lived in Memphis. Ugh, I mean, I just can't do the concrete jungle thing. Your grandpa was Southern? Yeah, most of my family are. The three brothers that came to the United States came through North Carolina. One stayed there, one went to the Texas area, and one went to the Dakotas area. Thomas Testerman, which is the one that stayed in the Carolina area, that's where my bloodline on the Testaments come from. We come from Thomas Testerman. But there was three brothers that came to the United States by means through North Carolina. Thomas is the one that stayed there, and that's where my side of the Testament family comes from. Had aversion to it, and then it started to grow on me. I talk Appalachian American. Yeah, man. Yeah, I got a lot of kinfolk that's around the Appalachians. A lot of kinfolk. A lot of them married Hatfields too in Virginia. I mean, I had Mayor C.C. Testerman was one of the guys killed in the Virginia coal mine wars against the feds. They had his pistol up here in Bass Pro for a long time, but it's back in Virginia now at the museum there in Virginia. Washing machine, not wheelbarrow. And he said, oh, wheelbarrow. Let's see. He said, washing machine, not wheelbarrow. He said, wheelbarrow. Yeah. Oh, dude, war criminal. Yeah, everybody should take pride in their heritage. The good, bad, and the ugly of it. I mean, it's all part of history. It's all part of who you are. It's dialect. Yeah. It's dialect. You know, I got a lot of kinfolk, still in a lot of them areas, Carolinas, Virginias, Tennessees, Kentuckys, Missouri, a lot. My family's got a lot of history here in the United States for the short time that my family's been here. We've had politicians, we've had pro football players, we've had criminals. I mean, it's just, we've had it all. I can't say that. Hey, Cheryl. Yeah, that's funny. I ain't heard that one. I'm not tripping. I can't say that on YouTube, I don't think. I don't know. I'm afraid to get in trouble again, but I ain't heard that one, Cheryl. Or Sherry. Sorry, Sherry. Make sure. Yeah, Sherry. I haven't heard that one. That's a good one. My GPA was from Tennessee. Yeah. Your Gmail used correct English. Yeah. No, it's. I mean, there's a lot of culture. Canadian. There's a lot of cultures out there, and a lot of beliefs and a lot of way of doing things, and it's fun to listen to this stuff and learn about the their views on cryptids, paranormal, and supernatural, because a lot of it's the same and a lot of it's different. It's very interesting to hear that type of stuff, and so I mean, I always get a kick out of it. She would always correct me on my grammar. Yeah. So You know, it's people have different customs and different beliefs, and it's not, you know, you got the hood rat to talk to you, Christopher, and I just don't. You know, I've got plenty of friends that do. That's not my jig, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when you listen to people, how people talk, you know, they talk like what they are in there. Up on the res, we got a semi French Canadian accent. Oh yeah, I can see that. Yeah, there's still a lot of places up in Canada though that a lot of the native people, they just don't associate with civilization. They're off in their own little world. Um, but you know, it's interesting. I love learning that stuff. You know, I love, like when I visit a country, I try to learn their customs and their ways of doing things, and I interact with the people because I'm a student and I'm always going to be a student. Uh, eh. Hey, man, one of my greatest friends. That's why I used to call him in the Marines, was a hood rat. No, that dude was straight from Compton area. I did. I always called him hood rat. He called me honky. Yeah, it is Chicago Midwest thing. Yeah. Um, but you know, I mean, even in Hawaii, I learned. That's why I got good in with the locals in Hawaii, and I was one of the few Hallies that got to experience things that other Hallies don't get to experience, because I learned their customs, I learned their cultures, I learned about their people. You know, Japanese culture, I love it very much. Japanese culture is very, very, very big into honor and respect, and I loved it when I was there. You know, I love the Japanese culture. It's very mystical, very, very awesome culture. But that's what I do when I go to these countries, even in Iraq, even in Kuwait. I mean, even all these other places, they overbuilt. I just, sure. Yeah, dirty rat. But you know, I love learning this stuff, and then when you get into it, the people of these cultures in these places like this, that's when they'll open up to you. Once they trust you, once they learn that you're not there to mock them. No, you're good, man. You're good, Christopher. I love messing with you, man. Um, you know, once they learn that you're actually truly interested and want to learn, they open up and tell you a lot of stuff. Yeah, man. Yeah, the samurai culture is amazing. I've done a lot of training in Mount Fuji, Japan. Well, you know, and that's where they used to train the samurai, and I loved it. I've been studying ancient. I've been studying ancient China. You won't believe how the ancient past is like today in China. It very much is, Roxanne. Yes, yes, very much like that. It is. It has not changed a whole lot in several hundreds of years. My machete cult stuff is Musashi book, Five Rings. Oh yeah, dude, that's a good book. I've got it on audio. Seriously, Black, you think about tuning in tomorrow. A retired high-ranking military officer spills the beans on his show tomorrow. Deep stuff about Sasquatch, dogman. Yeah, I can tell you now. I spent 13 years in the military, Sherry. There's a lot of strange stuff that goes on military bases. I have no dog in a fight between Chinese and Japanese. Man, there's a lot of bad blood between the Chinese people and the Japanese people as well. A lot of bad blood. But yeah, yeah, there, Sherry, there is a lot of interesting things that happen with the military. The military's tied to. Um, you know, some of it I don't know before. I mean, I've had stuff that's talked about in secret military programs. I do not confirm or deny I was a part of them programs because I don't know. I just know it's weird stuff. Because I'm an outsider and I can hear them both, even though they're like, yeah. Being native, I'm into warrior culture. Yeah. Yeah. Some of the most mightiest warriors throughout history's blood runs through my veins. Hey, Mihala, Eric, what do you like better doing, paranormal investigations or Bigfoot research? I'll be honest with you, I like them all. I'm just as thrilled on a paranormal hunt as I am on a supernatural hunt or a cryptid hunt. When I'm out investigating that stuff, I do not have one favorite over the other. To be completely honest, I love them all. I get asked to do more paranormal investigations than I do cryptids or supernatural because people seem to have a lot more paranormal activity, but I do them all, and I love them all the same. You was raised in a military family, yet, but yes. So I mean, hopefully that's kind of helpful to you. To me, I like it, man. I'm like a kitty in a kid in a candy store, man, with any of it because it's all fascinating. It's all just amazing stuff, and there's something different and there's something similar with all of it. And I think that's why I like all three of those topics very much, is because there's a lot of similarity. Now, I like alien stuff too. I mean, I love going out watching UFOs. I love hearing about alien encounters too. I've been as big into that since my, first watched Star Trek and Star Wars. And I had my very first UFO sighting at 9 years old on Christmas Eve. Overbelt. Edie, I like Japan stuff too. I ain't been there yet, but my 3 mail is your email is Sansu 1968. I got that from the first Sun Tzu made in 1968 stereo I bought in Vietnam. Oh yeah. Yeah. I was Marine Corps. Infantry, Marine Corps Special Forces until I got hurt, and then I went to the Army. Was a pogue in the Army, but I've experienced alien stuff. I've experienced paranormal. I've experienced cryptid, supernatural stuff on military bases all over this world. Sicilian Mihala says, "Yeah, I was just wondering. I was heavy into paranormal investigations, but stopped doing that. I've had 21 dogman encounters. People ask me how I haven't been killed." I'll be honest with you. I do not believe dogmen are inherently evil and out to kill you. Do I think some of them could? Yes, absolutely. I think they have personalities just the same as we do. And some of them protecting sacred grounds. Absolutely. Are some of them coerced into coming after someone? Yes. In general, I do not think they're harmful. And there's too many encounters with dogmen that it's not violent. More encounters of dogmen not violent than there is some that is violent. So I agree with you a lot on that. I mean, it happens. I've got werecats here. I've got dogmen here. I've got Bigfoot here. I've got Fae here. I've got other types of supernatural stuff going on here. I have all that activity just on my property alone, not counting what I've seen around this world. Oh, you're welcome, Sherry. You're very welcome. I was honored. You feel the same way? Yeah. I honestly, I've read encounters throughout history from all over the world, and up to modern encounters. And there's more peaceful ones, more of you need to get out of my area ones. then it's not really that they attack. They'll chase you. They don't want you in their territory. Then it is they attack. But I believe there is some that will do it. He got traumatized bad. Ooh, that ain't good. Overbill says, me and my dad's 5 junkie, but not real bad. Old cars are Jap sport cars from the 80s. Hell yeah. You know, like Roxanne, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe this is called Super Soldier Program. I'm not big into it, so I don't know a whole lot about it. I'm not going to lie. That's not really been one of my fortes. But, you know, I've had dreams and realistic dreams where I've been into other worlds and other dimensions, fighting people, demons, aliens, all types of weird stuff. And I've woke up with bruises and red marks and stuff all over my body in ways that I can't explain how I got it. But I think that's considered Super Soldier Program. Something I need to do some research into it. I'm not as familiar with it as a lot of other people, but I've experienced a lot of that while I was in the military too. My favorite is in 1989 Super Turbo lay out in great twins, arms around and nerd out. Hell yeah, man. You believe so? Okay, that's what I was thinking. I feel like I'm a Manchurian. Why does that sound familiar? Manchurian. I've heard that before, and I can't remember where I've heard that from. Could be, man. Manchurian. Where have I heard that? But anyways, I mean, I've had dreams like that. A lot of my dreams are very realistic. But in the military, man, I've had stuff happen to me I can't explain. I really cannot explain it. Which one was that? Let me scroll up. Hammerson Peters. Why does that name ring a bell? Hey, Jason. Peters. What is that? Oh, Super Soldier. Oh, Manchurian. So, okay, that's probably where I've heard it from. Okay. Manchurian Candidate. Yeah. He's Canadian. Okay. Yeah, I knew that. I've heard that name before. Someone says my government name 3 times and I get into a trance. Christopher. Bill says, I ain't got that in my house. Thank God. No ghost or demonic stuff. Just crazy cats. And they let me know if evil gets in. Yeah. The cats are very good about that. Eric, he does the history of Canada on a lot of topics. Okay. What show is he on? Is there 2 movies about it? MK Ultra. Yeah, I'm diving into that MK Ultra stuff. There's a lot of stuff that goes on under project names we're told these project names are something else. You know, like the war in Iraq, what was really going on behind the scenes there. You know, we were getting Anunnaki technology. He's on YouTube. Okay. Look up Jolly West. You know how they do it, but you know that dream stuff I was talking about. The Super Soldier Program. I know that's part of MK Ultra, but you know, like when I was there, we got a thing that was actually called a looking glass, and it was labeled in the files as Project Looking Glass, and it gives you it's been so long. I think it's 15,000, 150,000 different scenarios of the future. You got to have it in a certain, wherever a certain power point is. That could be in the air, that could be on water, it could be on land. And it gives you these outcomes in that way. And it's used to manipulate the future. And it's Anunnaki. None of this material can be found on Earth, and it's considered Anunnaki. Relic. And that was some of the stuff we got when we was over there. Could have. Thank you, Roxanne. I'm going to copy that down real quick. Well, there it goes. My computer's glitching out. Oh crap, we're at the 2-hour mark. Yeah. So I didn't realize we're at the 2-hour mark already. Make sure you catch Jessica Jones's show tonight. She'll be on here in a couple hours. I'm putting in that link so I don't forget. And then tomorrow, I don't know what topic I'm going to be doing. I don't know. I need to do. Thank you, Sherry. I appreciate that. Hey, Mike. Meet you and everyone in the chat. I just subscribed and like your content, and I am experiencer. Awesome, Mike. My Saturday shows, Campfire Chats, are a safe place if you got encounters you want to talk about, or you want to share. I'll bring you on live and share it if you want to. If not, you can talk about it in chat. I love hearing people's stuff. My Sunday shows are more formal. I got to pick out a topic for tomorrow. Last week, if you guys missed it, we had that supernatural panel last week. Hypnotized there, yeah. Like, no, my it's on. It's jacking with my stuff, my feed. I've had missing time before, yeah. That did flow by. I love doing this stuff and hearing about this stuff. So I'll figure out what tomorrow's topic is and get it put up. Make sure you catch William Nighthawk's show in the morning too. Shout out to my mod Roxanne, who's in the chat. She's extremely helpful for getting this stuff done. For my new subscribers to my OGs, you guys are awesome and amazing, and I appreciate every single one of you guys. I love hearing from you guys. I love seeing you guys in the chat. I love hearing your interactions. And I love being able to talk about this stuff too. That panel was awesome. Yeah, it was, man. I had a good time. We're going to have to do it again. We didn't get through nearly as much as we could have. That is, I think we almost went 3 hours. Yeah. Gremlins are kicking in. Okay, Mike. Yeah, man, definitely. That's what Saturdays, my Saturday show is, it's like we're sitting around a campfire talking about our experiences. And if people haven't had experiences to share, we find topics to talk about. I shared some of the stuff I found in the woods, on my woods, but, stuff with dealing with Bigfoots. I was a comparison between poltergeist and jinns, and why I don't think poltergeist are actually paranormal. I think they're supernatural. If we don't have very many people sharing stuff on Saturday, we just talk about anything that pops up there. But shout out to Christopher and everybody else who shared their encounters today. I appreciate you guys so much. That's why I love doing this stuff. I really, really love doing this stuff. And I love talking about just about anything because it's all fun. It's all interesting. So until tomorrow morning on William's show or tomorrow evening on mine, peace, love, and blessings to every single one of you guys. You guys are great. I'm thankful for every single one of you guys. With that being said, I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully see you in Jessica's chat tonight. I've got some things I got to work on, so I probably won't be very active in Jessica's chat tonight, but I'll be listening in. Hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, Christopher's been on here before. Roxanne's been on here. I've had several people come on and talk about their stuff, and I love it. Overbill says, why does the military not hire infertile snipers? They only shoot blanks. So with that being said, you guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Much love to y'all, and goodbye.
Shadows where whispers hum. The air is thick where the strange things come. Behind the curtain where the fearless go. Welcome to the bizarre and the unknown. Dare to tread where the darkness hides. Secrets linger and shadows grow. The walls may shift, the ground may quake. It's a risk you take when the unknown wakes. Your pulse will race, your breath will freeze in this realm of uncanny mysteries. Dare to tread where the darkness hides. Through the cracks of the world's thin sides. Join if you will take the dare, where we learn of things that scare. The bizarre wears a wicked grin. Its world pulls you slowly in. But once you're here, you'll never roam. This is now.